Shabbat Shalom, and welcome to 5 Minutes of Torah with the Beth Israel Rabbi. This week, we read Parshat Vayeshev. The Torah portion kicks off the Joseph narrative. This is a fascinating and great, engaging, and even entertaining story that is so good that I believe that it could one day be turned into a Broadway show. The Torah begins with the words, Ele Toldot Yakov Yosef Sheva Esrei Shana. This is the story of Jacob. Joseph is 17 years old. The rabbis actually wonder, why tell us about Jacob? Why mention Jacob when this is really a story about Joseph? In the Sfat Emet, the Ger Hasidic Rabbi, from about a little over 120 years ago, says that the name Jacob is synonymous with Torah. And Torah directly relates to the idea of the fire of God. And so when the text tells us that Joseph is 17 years old and relates it to Jacob, it is making a direct connection between the 17-year-old Joseph and the fire or the light of God that will come into Joseph's world. And the reality is, as we begin this story, Joseph seems so far away from any concept of light of God. He's a 17-year-old who cares about himself, cares about his looks, doesn't really care for much beyond anything, especially for God. And yet, Joseph will grow into not only a great leader, eventually of Egypt, but the Jewish people as well. It is because of Joseph that we go into Egypt, and it is eventually because of Joseph that we are freed from Egypt. And ultimately, it is because of Joseph that we receive Torah, bringing the light of Torah into the world. We are also, this coming Sunday night, about to begin celebrating Chanukah. We celebrate this holiday during the darkest days of the year, the shortest days, and unfortunately, with the most overcast and even rain. We are in a time period not only of the seasons, but quite frankly, against history, when I believe there's darkness in this world and we need light. That is the light of Chanukah. When we light our Chanukiot and we enable that light to come to our lives, to infuse our lives, to illuminate our lives, not just with happiness, but also with a sense of spiritual existence as well. I want to encourage you to join us this coming Wednesday night at 7:30 as we learn in the last of our 3-part Chanukah series with Lisa Richland about the current state of politics in Israel. And hopefully as we learn more from Lisa, we will have the opportunity to learn about how Israel, even in a somewhat chaotic political state, can help to bring more light into this world. And we can too. Shabbat Shalom, and have a wonderful Chanukah.